Yes, Chef!
With Joe.
That's right, it's Tuesday and nothing's going to stop Joe from getting to our studio. Not the terrible traffic in Seoul.
Not Olympic traffic.
No way, Jose. Joe is going to be here. You got here.
It was funny. I think there was something symbolic about me getting stuck on Olympic Parkway.
Oh, yeah.
On Olympic week.
Yeah, fantastic. That was the road that was all blocked up, which was made in 1988, right, for the games then. That is symbolic, isn't it? But our producer was very clever. She put on some long songs and we got you in here. We got a message from 노래 좋아요 in Korea who says,
you like to sing, huh?
I really like this song that you're playing.
Good song.
기억을 걷는 시간. I'm listening every day from my company. Well, please send us more messages and tell us your name as well, because I'm sure it's not 노래 좋아요.
But don't tell us your boss's name, so we don't know. We don't tell your boss.
Exactly. I'm sure your boss will be fine. Why don't you turn the volume up louder? Get him grooving.
Helps you focus, actually.
Yeah, more productivity,
helps you
right?
Focus.
Joe, you're doing well apart from the traffic this morning?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great, but I'll get better.
And today we are talking, because it's the Olympic week, about cuisine from Pyeongchang.
Yes,
nice.
I thought I would do that. People are really not aware. I mean, people are just starting to get to know Korean food itself. Yeah. And we're starting. Next step is getting awareness of that different regions have different variations.
Sure, yeah,
their own little specialties. Okay, this is where I'm so excited. Okay. I think Gangwon Province, where Pyeongchang is, where the Olympics is going to be, is one of the big underdogs.
Okay.
I think it's one of the unsung, people just, it's underground. People haven't discovered it yet. It's one of my favorite places in Korea.
In terms of the cuisine or just the place itself?
The place itself. It's bucolic. It's what you imagine, just beautiful mountains and valleys. And the lifestyle there. There's actually, I mean, really, there are good outdoor sports there. I've done river rafting there.
Oh, nice.
And the food there is very different from the rest of the peninsula.
It's true, but even within Korea, Gangwon-do is not, I would say, in my opinion, from what I've heard, not held up as like the tasty region, like some other places have that title, right?
That's what I love about it, because people don't know about it yet.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to tell us about like its famous ingredients and famous dishes?
Yes, to me it's like the most Korean province in Korea.
Really? Is that how you feel?
It's just the beating heart of Korea. The food there is because to me it does what I think Korean cuisine does best. Korean cuisine is best when it's rustic and it's honest. Yeah. And that's exactly what Gangwon cuisine does.
I feel you. I can really see that. It's not necessarily pretty, but it's functional, it's tasty, and it has that feeling of the countryside, I feel, right?
It does. It's a lot of heavy on the sesame, and you would say, what we're about to talk about, heavy on buckwheat.
Buckwheat. So that is the star ingredient, because buckwheat from Pyeongchang is quite famous in Korea, right?
It is. In fact, there's a famous novel by Lee Hyo-suk called When Buckwheat Flowers Bloom. I think it was published in the 1930s. Not going to go too deeply into it, but what makes it so special is his descriptions of his childhood home, where
in Pyeongchang or in Gangwon-do, is it?
Pyeongchang, actually in Pyeongchang itself, where under the moonlight you see the almost the purple flowers of the buckwheat, because they're purple because of the moonlight.
Really, I've never
so gorgeous
seen. Well, if I have, I didn't know that I was looking at a picture of buckwheat. Is it like a nice plant to look at?
It is beautiful, and on top of that, pay attention to this. If you're in Pyeongchang, I think a few people will be.
Yes, I think so, for something.
There's a special makgeolli I like that is flavored with buckwheat flowers.
Really?
Yes.
Buckwheat flowers?
It is floral. It's sweet.
Wow.
It's my favorite. It's so hard to find.
It's native to Gangwon-do and Pyeongchang.
Yes, it is. It's actually from around the Pyeongchang area.
Wow, that's cool, because I love makgeolli.
Yes.
And I love flavored ones. I've had chestnut and things like that, but I've never had buckwheat flour. That sounds amazing. Okay, we've got apparently a weather warning for Jeju-do, and Jion is going to tell us about that. This is something that's come up just now. Oh, no. Okay. No, Jiyeon is not ready. She's studying the details and she's going to give us a little report later on.
Hold tight.
Okay. And there is, something about the snow, heavy snow. So I guess already we can say, if you're in Jeju-do Island, try and stay indoors and take shelter. Jiyeon will give you more details a little bit later on. Joe, what you're going to do is continue to talk about memil, which is the buckwheat.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Remember, I'm going to say memil a lot. Whenever I say memil, that means buckwheat.
Okay.
And but even people are not that familiar with buckwheat itself. Mm-hmm. What is it? Well, how to describe it? It's like wheat, but it's a different color. It's kind of grayish.
Yeah.
It's less glutinous, so people are going on gluten-free diets or less gluten.
Also, it's maybe a bit healthier than regular wheat.
Yeah, my friends who are trying to go low on gluten or who actually are allergic to gluten, they can eat buckwheat.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Seriously, there's not the same allergies.
Well, I mean, to not overdo it, okay, one of the basic ingredients of naengmyeon, our favorite little
cold noodles.
Our chilled noodle dish is made mostly with buckwheat. So they're able to eat that. Mm-hmm. Gangwon province is known for a variation of this called makguksu, rough noodles.
Oh, and is that cold as well?
I love it, yes.
Yeah?
It's so popular, there's actually a makguksu museum.
Really?
Yeah.
A cold noodle museum.
One of my destinations I have to go to. And I'm such a big fan of makguksu.
With memil in it.
Yes. It's made. It's extruded. There's one big difference between makguksu and other types of noodles. It's actually pushed through. Like you ever play with Play-Doh and you have to push it through. That's how it's made.
Oh.
And it's these heavy hydraulic extruders that do it, and they put it straight into the boiling water. But something about it, the broth is a little different to me. Mm-hmm. It just feels so good. I'm a big fan of. If you can get your hands on makguksu, do it.
Is it like a naengmyeon broth where it's not spicy?
Similar. You can't have it spicy, but to me, it's okay. Where naengmyeon is very light and clean, this is kind of. It almost tastes like a consomme. It's like beef stock.
It's quite concentrated.
It's very concentrated flavor.
Okie dokie. All right, Joe, I'm going to stop you there. Jiyeon has got more information on the weather warning for Jeju-do Island.
Now we'll stop Arirang Radio regular broadcasting to report weather updates. As of 10 a.m. Korea time, a heavy snowfall warning has been issued for eastern part of Jeju-do Island. Residents in these areas should avoid outdoor activities and should avoid driving and use public transportation. And while parking, please avoid at roadsides to help snow removing work. While the building manager should clear away the snow from the sidewalk in front of your home or business and from snow vulnerable places like PEV or arch panel roofs to prevent damages. And residents should sweep off snows from greenhouse and cattle sheds, and fish industry should warm fish in order to prevent frozen fish. Mountain climbers should come down from the mountain and move to a safety place. This is according to the Ministry of Public Administration and Security. This was Arirang Radio Report on breaking weather news. Stay tuned for more weather updates. Now we'll start our regular broadcasting, #DailyK. You're listening to Arirang Radio.
Thank you very much for the information, Jiyeon. So anyone in Jeju-do Island, be careful. There's a heavy snow warning out there. Snow is like this silent but deadly killer.
Maybe not the best day to go down the Olegil.
No. If you've gone up it, turn around, come back and seek shelter immediately.
Might be a little slippery.
I think so, and a little chilly too. Okay, so we talked about the makguksu. Buckwheat, what else can it be used for, John?
There's a jelly, memel mook.
Are you a fan of mook? I've seen you post up about mook a couple of times.
It can be good.
It
just takes on whatever the flavor what you have. So it depends on how you prepare it. My favorite way is making it into what's called a muchim, like a salad. I like it that way. You can usually get that when you're hiking in places.
Sure,
that's a very country thing to do.
And so, is this memel mook then just made from buckwheat and not from acorns like the traditional?
It's just
mook?
Made from buckwheat. I've actually made this before.
Really? Is it not difficult to make a jelly from the buckwheat?
I don't understand how it's done, but I made it. It makes a different smell. I was trying to place that smell when I was making it, and I was like, oh, wow, it smells like frozen French fries.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm wondering maybe potato starch is used to
get it together.
Yeah, get it together is a good word to use.
I see.
But usually what how I've seen it done is either over a salad or maybe the same type of broth you would use to make naengmyeon or makguksu in that chilled broth. It's always served cold.
Okay, right. And I'm not a fan because, like you say, it takes on the flavour of whatever you put it with. So just by itself, it's really like, I don't know what I'm chewing.
It's a texture thing. One observation I've made about the Korean palate is jelly textures tend to be popular. Chewy textures are really popular.
Yeah, that's why tofu, in its various forms is very popular here. But I really can't get across that texture unless it's sundubujigae, where it's in the spicy soup.
See, I'm the other way around. I look at the rougher kind, the buchim.
Okay, when it's been fried.
Just a really. Yeah. It's I don't know, something that's really meaty.
Yeah.
I would say it's kind of masculine.
A masculine tofu.
A masculine tofu.
I mean,
you think about those gangster movies when they're out of jail or prison.
Yep.
First thing they do is they eat a block of tofu.
Oh, just a big block, right? That's symbolic, isn't it?
Manly.
Or something.
Something gangster about Korean tofu.
Miles, I never thought we'd say that sentence here on #DailyK. We're going to come back in part 2. We're going to eat what Joe has brought in, which is also made from buckwheat. He'll explain what it is and how to make it too. Tell us what's in your fridge and we'll try and get to a few of those before the end of the show as well. This one's Kim Feel. Stay with me. Oh, we have a different song, sorry. It's Yu Song-eun's Jiltu, or Duet with Kisum. Enjoy this one. We are back for part 2 of Yes Chef with Joe in the studio, covering Ryan for his holidays. And we got a message from Siska saying, ooh, this special dish from Pyeongchang, nice for the Olympics. The makgeolli makes me curious too. Buckwheat flour makgeolli. Seriously, Joe, that has piqued my interest so much. I need to find that in Seoul.
You can't. Okay, I have seen it at the amusement parks of all places.
Really?
Yes.
The amusement parks?
Yes.
Selling buckwheat flour makgeolli?
I don't know if they still have it, but I've seen it there.
Okay, I'll give it a try this weekend. I'm a massive fan of flavoured makgeolli. Siska continues with another message, right?
Yeah, this is good morning, Joe. Well, hello. Good morning, Siska. Happy Tuesday. Finally arrived at the studio. Ha, ha, ha. Poor King Peter already waiting for the food. Did you eat breakfast today, young man?
Only a little bit of muesli, yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm so hungry.
Today's food is buckwheat crepe. I never knew it or ate it before. I think curious about it. Well, Peter's gonna dig in pretty soon.
Yeah, while you explain it. So you've brought it here in the studio. It looks like a little burrito.
It does. It's a crepe.
Okay.
It's like a little crepe. Here, I got some scissors.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Give it a chop.
Yeah.
What is inside this, Joe?
There can be different fillings, but the most common one I've seen is like a kimchi, like a washed kimchi.
Ooh. And this looks like that, right? It looks a bit spicy inside. So is this a kimchi
it's going to be a little spicy. I brought the sauce from last week with me.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm going to give this a try. And then can you explain about the crepe itself, maybe how to make it? Oh, this is 2, one on top. I thought that was going to be a mouthful. Good. So it's 2.
I got it.
Thank you.
They stuck on the way
with your
here.
famous chef pen, which is used for separating buckwheat crepes. Ooh, look at that. Okay, you're looking on the video radio. This is the buckwheat crepe on the outside, and the filling is the kimchi. Kind of like what we had last week, a kimchi mandu filling, is it?
Yeah, am I cheating? Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, but it's heavier on the kimchi than the last week one.
Okay, so
it's like pure kimchi inside this one.
It looks amazing. Can you explain then about the buckwheat crepe, how people could maybe make it? Or
all right. Yes. Okay. So buckwheat. This is why I call it. It's so much like a French crepe because it has to be thin.
Really? Okay.
These are a little thick, but if you're getting it fresh, because people say that if it's thick, it's not as good tasting. You mix buckwheat with water, very thin. Sometimes you might put a little bit of potato starch to help it keep it together. Now, traditionally, buckwheat's mixed with water and is ground by a millstone, so it's kind of wet and it's ground to a nice mushy paste. Then it's strained through a sieve because it's also it's full of a lot of impurity. I wouldn't say impurities. It's chunky.
Okay,
it's chunky. Then the batter. I love the way this is so cool to me. I imagine grandmas in the old days doing this. It's not cooked in a pan. It's cooked on top of the stove lid.
On the lid?
Yeah, the gamasot.
Oh, nice.
The gamasot. So that famous lid.
Yeah.
It's used as a pan. Seems just like a buckwheat. I mean, it seems like a French crepe pan to me.
It does look like that a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you just put traditionally with perilla oil, the oil made from the wild sesame seeds.
Yeah.
And then I've had this. This is so beautiful. This is so. elegant in its simplicity.
Yeah.
So it's thin crepe, then you put just strips of cabbage,
Uh-huh.
and then maybe a couple of scallions. It really does look like modern plating for a dish or modern art the way it's done. And then you put a little bit of more batter on top, and that's your crepe. And now you can eat that straight up with the sauce.
Sure.
Or you can wrap it up, like you say, in a burrito. Common fillings would be like japchae. We know japchae.
The glass noodles.
Glass noodles. Right here, shredded. It has to be really sour kimchi. Is it tasting sour to you?
It is sour. It has got a big kick to it as well.
Yeah, it's really kicky.
But the thing about the crepe itself, sorry to interrupt, Joe, but it's a bit thick on here, but that gives it more flavour. Like you can actually taste the crepe bit, which is kind of wheaty, like the mandus last week. That wrap around it has no flavour at all, basically, right? It's just the star of the dishes inside. But with this, it's kind of the pancake itself, or the crepe, is kind of part of the dish with the flavours.
What do you like? What do you think about it?
It's nice and chewy as well.
Yeah,
it's got a much more meaty, like it's a bit of a manly texture compared to like the flour covering of a dumpling.
Right.
I like it. It's more chewy and there's more going on. You have to work your jaw a bit more.
It doesn't feel like city food. It feels
you're right.
honest to me.
It feels rustic out in the sticks that I'm eating this. It's so good.
It's funny. You never had this before. Would you say this is one of the most Korean things you've ever eaten?
I could definitely see that. Yeah, if I wanted to take my friends from abroad to eat some true like rustic Korean stuff that's not fancy, not fusion, this would be good. A great start with the kimchi inside.
And what's funny is it's such an international presentation.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere around the world you have something like this around.
That you can wrap, right?
Yes.
Oh, so good. I think the kimchi inside is brilliant, though. John.
Yeah, you can. It's just kimchi. Now, this is vegetarian what I'm doing, but you can also get like pork or squid inside. Now, in Pyeongchang in particular, they use a type of a noodle called chonsache, which is noodles made from seaweed.
Oh,
you haven't had this before. They're kind of green. They're kind of greenish and transparent.
Yeah,
and they have a little bit of an oceany flavor to them.
Ooh, ocean in a buckwheat crepe. What could be better, right? This is known as chonbyeong. You try one as well, Joe, and tell us how it tastes to you.
See, here I am. I'm using my fingers.
So the Korean name for this is chonbyeong, and that means the buckwheat crepe without a filling, I guess. Good, right?
No,
the
especially with my sauce.
Oh yeah, that's your sauce. From last week, right? That we made, which is delicious as well. But the kimchi, that is what stays with you on your tongue afterwards.
Oh my, it is.
After you've eaten it.
That kimchi was made with Korean chilies too. You can tell.
Yeah.
The Korean chilies has a delayed heat. You eat that, so you're like, oh, this is nothing, and then.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's growing.
My tongue is like, So maybe if you're not so good with spice, you need to wash the kimchi a little bit more.
A little bit more, or just use a different filling.
Yeah.
But only ones I have had a version of this stuff with sweet and red bean too.
Oh,
like
really?
A dessert version, you
could
say.
Is that nice? Does it work well together?
If you're in the mood for it.
Okay, I could see how that could work. And I could see how you could pretty much put any fillings in there. It could be a fusion thing, couldn't it? You could put like fajita fillings in there or something, and it would work.
I like having this as an option, and what I like even more now is they're starting to sell this frozen in grocery stores now.
Oh my goodness, seriously. Just with a filling inside as well. So kind of like a version of a mandu, right?
It is, and it's a convenient food to have. I think this is one thing that could be exported.
Absolutely.
I think once people taste it, oh my goodness, I just had one and that's intense.
The heat, right? Okay.
No, just the flavor is just
lovely.
I'm going to be tasting this all day long.
I can imagine, good. Yeah. We're going to play Kim Peel and we'll be back with What's in Your Fridge. This one, Stay With Me. We're back for part 3 of Yes Chef. Joe's in the studio, and we've been talking all about Pyeongchang and its buckwheat, which it's famous for, the memil. We've been talking about the chonbyeong, which is this buckwheat crepe, which Joe's brought in with kimchi inside, and we've dipped it in his sauce, and it's been delicious. Bless you, Joe.
Okay, this is one thing I have, is when I eat well.
Yeah?
I break out into sneezes.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's a weird thing my body does.
When you eat well?
Yes.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Because my nose is stimulated and it makes me Sneeze. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to be sneezing for the next 5 minutes.
It's all right. Definitely with the stimulating flavors as well.
Oh
I
my,
can
that's
see,
what it is. Oh
how it
my.
can stimulate the nose and whatnot. Okay, so if you want, you can check this video out on YouTube. It will be uploaded in the next couple of days. Just search out Yes Chef and Daily K. And if you are watching on YouTube, then why not give this a try? Listening to hashtag Daily K every single day from 9 a.m. talking all about Korea and its culture. Joe, it's time for What's in Your Fridge. And we've got Audrey from France, who always has a well-stocked larder, doesn't she?
Well-stocked. I see some things from last week, but wow, your charcuterie I really envy. We have pancetta, lomo iberico.
Wow.
Oh man.
Can you
Good
read
stuff.
out her whole fridge?
Okay, I'll read out
first?
the whole thing, but I'm actually going to just use a few of these.
Okay.
Codfish, pancetta, lomo iberico, zucchini, fennel, carrots, celeriac, sweet potatoes, oranges, kiwis, apples, eggs, a few cheeses. I mean, I think they revoke your French citizenship if you don't have that.
You've got to have at least 10.
But it has gorgonzola and brie de meaux, single cream, coconut milk, sesame seeds, pistachios, pine nuts, parsley, chives, thyme, rosemary, oregano. I think that's a Simon and Garfunkel song. Onions, garlic, and bunch of spices.
Ooh, okay. So you got a lot to work with.
Yeah.
And we've got to say that Audrey last week posted up a photo
It
of
is
the pasta
gorgeous.
she did. So you did the carbonara, didn't you?
How did it taste?
Yeah, so she says, I had a happy tummy as a result. And she put in the chicken breast, the lardons, the bacon, the celeriac, carrots, mozzarella, eggs. It looks amazing.
Just looking at that poached eggs, girl, you got some mad skills.
Yeah, that looks perfect, doesn't it? Like a restaurant poached egg.
Yes.
How do you do it like that, Audrey? I want to know, because my poached eggs are the ugliest things in the world.
They do take some work. I got some tips. I got some tricks I do.
All right, you can let me know later. Okay, so with her fridge this week, what are we going to do?
All right, so this is actually what I started making last year as diet food because, but I wanted to make. Well, no, what I was doing was I'm trying to not just diet food. I was trying to get things that were going to pump up my metabolism.
Okay,
yeah, just generally things that's going to make me live an extra 5 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know where I got this from, but what you're going to do is take your sweet potatoes and your onions and garlic and cut them up, peel and cut them up into cubes. Pretty large. You don't have to be really, really fancy with them.
Okay.
Toss them in olive oil with some salt and pepper. Roast them until tender.
Okay.
In the meantime, in a pan, you want to still cook a little bit more onion and garlic and some olive oil. And then, this is where put in some of the carrots, chop them up a bit.
Into the pan.
Yes. If you have any greens like kale, any dark greens, spinach.
Okay.
If you can get your hands on those, put those in as well. And then put in your coconut milk.
Okay, into the pan.
Into
I love coconut milk.
Into the pan, and maybe throw in some pistachios. But flavor it. Now, I don't know what types of spices you have, but I flavor it with, I toast some cardamom and coriander seeds.
Ooh, okay.
Very kind of Indian, Southeast Asian, maybe aromas, and but
with the coconut milk as well. Yeah,
just a dab will do you though. You don't need that much. I overdo the cardamom all the time, and throw that in there. It's really simple, and you get this aromatic, like greens cooked in coconut milk.
Oh, that sounds good.
And after the potatoes are all roasted, you can either have them side by side or just mix them together.
Oh, really? The roast potatoes.
And then I top it off with a little yogurt usually. And oh my.
That sounds very healthy, but tasty.
No, it's so good. I was addicted. I wouldn't eat for a week. That's all I ate.
Seriously?
Not from a diet. It's because I just wanted to eat that. That was delicious.
And vegetarian as well, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes.
Is, right?
Vegan, actually.
Because I'm trying to do
Except for
maybe
yogurt,
a bit of vegetarian and a bit of vegan as well. That sounds perfect.
I'd try to do a meatless Mondays.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Joe. That sounds delicious. Audrey, if you try it out, please do let us know, again, with a picture, how that looks. I love roasted sweet potatoes.
Thanks for inspiring me. I'm going to make this again.
Yeah, you've forgotten about it until today, right, Joe?
Yes, I forgot about this.
We got a message from KV in Malaysia saying, hello, Peter and Joe. Oh, the buckwheat crepe looks looks so mouth-watering, very convenient to eat while I'm on the go. Let's see if I could get those crepes in my local supermarket and try to make them myself. Yeah, if you can get them, great. If not, then maybe making them just with buckwheat and water, right?
It really is. Just a thin batter with buckwheat and water and maybe some type of starch to glue it together, or maybe a little bit of white flour to glue it together.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
That's what gluten means. It's
and
glue.
Cook it on top of a pan lid, right?
Oh yeah, just some oil in a nonstick pan.
Yeah, that's
just think
good
of
enough.
it. Really, just think of it just like a French crepe.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in today, Joe.
Lots of fun.
It's been great having you in for the past couple of weeks, and I'm sure we'll see you again in the future.
Next year, maybe.
Zen Kimchi is your website, right?
Yes.
Follow Joe on
and
there.
we actually do some of the Jumpyong on one of our tours. So that's great.
Brilliant. Sign up for that, and you can meet Joe in person as well. The most lovely guy ever. Joe, have a wonderful 2018. Hopefully see you again this year.
I hope so too.
All right, take care. We're going to play a song from Speaker now, Because of You, Not Demone.